What up, family? Guys, 4-20 Mary Lee. It is 8:23, 100% on my phone. Freaking Freedom Friday, April 4th, 2025. 2025. We going all the way to 8:28. All right, Mary McNamara's. Now, I know I be a little extra, doing the most, you know, whatever the young people be saying or whatever and stuff. Look, long story short, this little image you see me with, that's young people shit. That's like me not trying to grow up. You understand what I'm saying? But I really do. But I just wanted to show the young people why I am who I am and why I deserve the respect I deserve to get from young people, but they don't want to give it to me for some reason. I'm not in competition with you. It has nothing to do with that. God, my higher power, knew what to do with me when it came to you all, because all I ended up with was a GED. Most of y'all are smarter than me. I tell you, when I was y'all age, boy, I tell you, I would be considered an idiot. You understand what I'm saying? In some cases and stuff. But nowadays, you get to listen to smart people like me. I have, grown up a little bit and acquired some knowledge and wisdom and experience and stuff. So I've been doing this for over 50 years. Ever since I was 6 years old, 1973. Trying to put the pieces together. Like Tupac said, put it together like a puzzle, will you? All right, enough said of that. I ain't want to talk about that. I want to talk about, me finding a friend. I'm still looking for a friend. Everybody seems like they want to kind of get close to me just to get their little buzz up. I understand. But, if you don't want to acknowledge me for real, you understand, and I know everything I buy, it blows up, everything I touch, everybody that come around me, people want to know who, what, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to me, you don't give me the same, love and respect back. So that's why I can't be too friendly, because then I'll be looked at like a weirdo, because people don't want to acknowledge my real authenticity. You understand what I'm saying? My real. So, if I come at a person and be like, hey, how you doing? I still like ladies or whatever and stuff, but I'm looking for a relationship. I know who I am. I figured me out. I got a God of my understanding, and, I know what's going on. So I can't be the same person I was when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Just out there doing the most or whatever and stuff. So, I have a reputation, if that's what you want to call it. And that's all I have left. I got to secure it. You understand? Since they don't want me to secure the bag, I at least got to keep some dignity about myself. So with that said, ladies, all BS aside, I know a lot of y'all trying to keep your name up, and then you try to slide by me, and, and I play along sometimes to get along. But for the most part, I'm not with you just using me for a respirator or to, get attention and stuff like that, because most of y'all just want attention and stuff. Now, whoever end up with me, they end up with the prize. I'm going to tell you. If you ask all my ex-girlfriends, they'd be like, yeah, they fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? But, that's neither here nor there. I don't compare, past to present, because I believe, it's a different relationship with each person or whatever and stuff. I don't dwell on the past. I don't talk about, if we together, we together. But if you bring your baggage and I have none, I don't want to be bothered and stuff. So you got to know who you are for real, when approaching me, because I will embarrass you. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk, because I'm not going to let people hurt my feelings no more. I would tell you the nice way. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to try not to hurt your feelings. But if you just out to try to, get your buzz up and stuff like that, or come up or whatever and stuff, and you're not sharing the money, you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to make you feel some kind of way. I'm just telling you the truth. And I don't mean no harm when I say that, but that's just, where I'm at now. So I'm looking for a real one. Ain't nothing like the real thing. That's what they say. So with that, enjoy the day. It's supposed to rain later on. It's 8:28. I know who I am and what I am, what I stood for. I just didn't get the same love back, basically, is what I'm saying. Maybe one day, but I did get it from my higher power, and that's all that matters. Real tight. This the 7. If I was gambling, of course, a lot of people would be dead. And this the 4, especially. Open. You understand what I'm saying? And this the 10, my city, Chicago. Step your game up here.